Welcome to ACOT's video tutorial series, developed to assist you in navigating ACOT's online platform. This is the first of 4 mini tutorials on completing your annual Continuing Competence Program submission. This first tutorial in the series will provide a quick overview of the order and timing of Continuing Competence Program component completion, with a focus on the self-assessment. The next 2 tutorials will focus on initiating and completing your learning plan. And the final tutorial in this Continuing Competence Program series will offer step-by-step instruction on how to edit your learning goals when your employment or life circumstances change. As a reminder, ACOT is required to have a Continuing Competence Program according to the Health Professions Act, and a continuing competence program has to meet the intent of the requirements listed in the Occupational Therapist Profession Regulation. The current continuing competence program consolidates the requirements listed in the Occupational Therapist Profession Regulation into the self-assessment and learning plan. The self-assessment lists all of the standard of practice and code of ethics indicators for you to select as areas of focus to set goals for. And the learning plan is where all of the written content of your CCP submission is housed. The intended order of completion is outlined in this schematic. For a closer view of this schematic, check out the Meeting the CCP Requirements page in the Continuing Competence tab on the ACOT website. You are expected to complete the self-assessment and the first 3 sections of the learning plan at registration renewal, or when you're newly registered with ACOT. You can add to your competence portfolio, which is now housed online by adding learning records and relevant supporting documents to your learning plan. Reflection on goal completion status is required at the end of the registration year or throughout the year if goals are completed or discontinued. Even if you complete your continuing competence program components throughout the year, you're still required to confirm and finalize the content you have included during Step 2 of the registration renewal process. To find the CCP resources, go to acot.ca, click on the Continuing Competence tab at the top of the page, and then the CCP Resources page on the left side of the screen. Refer to these resources if you require further clarification after reviewing the video tutorials. You can reach the online platform login page by clicking the Registrant Login tab on the ACOT website. Last year, we had directed registrants to use the same email address for login as they had listed in the contact information of their ACOT profile. If you can't recall which email you used, try using the email address that ACOT sends your e-news notifications to. If you forgot your password, you can reset it here. If you have any problems at all logging in, please notify the ACOT office as soon as possible, and one of us will assist you. During renewal, when you log in, you will be queued to initiate the renewal process. Outside of renewal, you can access your current and historical self-assessments from the home page, and your current and historical learning plans from the My Learning tab. You are required to complete a self-assessment for the upcoming year at Step 3 of renewal. And if you need to edit your self-assessment for the current registration year, click on the arrow button. Don't worry that the status indicates that it's submitted. You can still edit your self-assessments for the current and upcoming registration years right up until registration fee payment. For more information on editing your self-assessment and learning plan goals for the current year, refer to video tutorial number 4 in this Continuing Competence series. The self-assessment is intended as both a retrospective and prospective exercise of reflection on how one's practice adheres and aligns with ACOT's standards of practice and code of ethics. You are cued at this point to consider what aspects of the standards and ethical code will be areas of focus for continuous learning activities and practice growth in the upcoming registration year. You are first presented with all of the standards of practice and code of ethics indicators to review and consider. There are 64 in total. You can select as many as you like at this step. You will be cued to narrow your selections down to no more than 3, though, in a following step. If you work in a non-clinical role and struggle to see the alignment of the standards of practice or code of ethics in the work that you do, Refer to the Examples of CCP Submissions for Unique Practice Areas and Settings document, which offers guidance on how to reframe who your client is. This document can be accessed from the CCP Resources page of the ACOT website. Once you've selected the indicators you're considering setting goals for in the upcoming year, scroll to the bottom of the self-assessment and press the Submit button. Once you click on the Submit button, you'll be taken to a page where you have one more opportunity to finalize which of these areas of focus you'll be developing goals for. Click on the indicators that you want to show up in your learning plan. They will turn from blue to green once you click the checkbox. You are cued here to select 1 to 3 areas of focus you'll be developing goals for. You will be blocked from proceeding if you try to select more than 3. Click on the Save button once you've finalized your selections. The 1 to 3 areas of focus you have finalized in your self-assessment will show up in your learning plan. Note that they don't always show up in numerical order, so scroll through the learning plan to see them all. Details on how to initiate and complete your learning plan are included in the second and third tutorials in the Continuing Competence Program video tutorial series. And just a reminder that even though your self-assessments indicate they have been submitted, you can edit the self-assessments for the current and upcoming registration years right up until you submit your registration fee payment at the end of Step 4 of the renewal process. Refer to video tutorial number 4 in this series for details on how to edit your self-assessment.